Chapter 6. For the next 4 school days, Marcel and Delphine met after school at the barn. He would bring something left over from the bakery, like a bit of stale bread or a couple of rolls, and she'd bring a nearly empty jar of jam or honey, and they would have a snack. They did their schoolwork together, and Delphine showed him tips on how to fix his bike, or adjust the seat and handlebars so he could get better speed and control. She had a worn leather pouch that held a couple of wrenches, a screwdriver, and a few other tools useful for fixing bikes. He couldn't believe how much she knew about bicycles, more than he did, or any of his friends. "How did you learn all this?" "My dad fixed bikes for a hobby. He even built one himself. He tried to show my brother how, but my brother didn't care, so he showed me. See, this is where you want to have your seat. You are riding too low." They never actually said it out loud, but she seemed to understand that if they were going to be friends, they shouldn't advertise it. Other than Paulette, the kids in school seemed to accept her and didn't bother her too much about having been chosen to sit in the seat of honour. On the 5th day, though, they decided to ride together, out beyond the edges of town where it was unlikely they would be seen. It was cold, but Marcel warmed up when he rode. Faster and faster he pumped, but he still couldn't catch up to Delphine. Finally, in a furious burst, he pulled ahead until they were riding side by side. In seconds, they reached an abandoned stone well. Their agreed-upon finish line. He stopped, hopped off the bike, and sank down into the tall grass that was now white and dead. She did the same. He turned and propped himself on one arm so he could get a better look at her. Even though she won most of their races, she never made fun of him. "I just wish I could be as fast as you are," he sighed deeply. "You've got to learn to pace yourself better," she said. "And I think you're not hunched down enough over the handlebars. Here, let me show you how." She got up and reached for her bike to demonstrate. She was a good teacher, patient and encouraging, but there was no time to try out her suggestions in another race, at least not today. They said au revoir and went their separate ways. The sky was darkening when Marcel pedalled along the cobblestone streets to his house. He stayed out too late. His mother would be mad. "There you are," she said when he came upstairs. "Wash up. Dinner is just about ready." Marcel went to the sink and washed his hands and face too, and then sat down to join his parents for the evening meal. The familiar blue and white bowls held soup. It was thin and kind of tasteless, but he didn't want to complain about it. More food shortages, he guessed. "How's school?" his father asked. "Everything's fine." "And your friends, Delphine? Everything all right there?" "How did you know we were friends?" Marcel asked. He thought he was doing a good job of keeping that a secret. But his father just turned on the radio and was soon immersed in listening to the broadcast from Radio Paris.